Hey guys, hi, Bryson here, and today we have Nate O'Brien. By the way, I always like reviewing my peers' basically videos on strategies on how to make more money, because you never really know. If all of us are learning and Nate knows something that I don't know, and by the way, Nate is a YouTuber here on YouTube. He makes money on YouTube and in other ways, but this video right here is about 3 strategies that actually made him $1 million. So we're gonna find out today how you make $1 million with these 3 strategies. Without further ado though, let's find out what the heck did Nate O'Brien do.
Hey everyone, welcome to the channel. My name is Nate, and in this video, I'm gonna share 3 strategies that helped me get to my first $1 million.
Nice.
Now, there's a couple of things that we need to talk about before we jump into this. And first of all, I have nothing to sell you here, so don't worry. You're not gonna get like 80% of the way through the video and then realize that I'm just pitching you some like $2,000 mentorship or something.
Yeah, those suck.
There's none of that. I have nothing to.
Those are not bad per se, but it's like, you want to get what you came for the video for.
Tell you, there's no sponsors on this video. I genuinely just enjoy making this content. So if you're new here, make sure you subscribe to the channel. It would certainly make my day. So let's go ahead. Let's jump into this. All right. So I guess I don't have like a Lamborghini next to me to like.
Nate O'Brien, man. Nate O'Brien.
Like establish some type of credibility, or I'm not in a mansion right now. So you're kind of just gonna have to trust me on this, that I've gotten past that point of the $1 million mark. So a little bit of blind trust going into it, but I think it's gonna be worth your time. So the first point and the first strategy that I really.
Oh wait, Nate O'Brien has been on the platform for a long time. I don't think he would risk his whole like platform like on a lie. It just makes no sense. So I trust Nate O'Brien. Maybe after this video I'll teach you how to make $100. $1 million is cool. $100 is a lot better though.
Realized and I started to use was leveraging social media to increase my network. All right, so to understand this, we need to dial it back to when I had just graduated high school. I was 17 years old.
17 years old. Look at this. He has a truck and he's in the wilderness. And today he has a truck and he's in the wilderness. Nate is doing exactly what he was doing when he was 17 years old, except there's more money involved, obviously.
I specifically remember reaching out to business people, reaching out to investors, and so many of them would not respond to me. I would try to DM them, I would email them, try to like have them mentor me in some way so that I.
Yeah, I think, damn, we got so many similarities, I did that too.
Could learn how to increase my wealth, because I was selling watermelons for $3 a piece, and I was selling like tomato plants for I think 25 cents a piece at the local farmers market with my brother. So I was trying to figure out how to scale, and I was trying to figure out how to build businesses as I was going into.
You got to start somewhere though. The best way to build the business is to start
college. And so then I came to this realization, this was very early 2017, that if I increase my network, if I maybe create some type of presence online, it will bring more business opportunities to me as a whole. And
I learned that, from Casey Neistat. He used to say a lot, everyone's so focused on getting sponsorship, getting brands and all this stuff, but they're not interested in you. When you do have, for example, an audience and a network, they're going to be interested in you because you have what they don't have. So great point,
And
Nate.
so that's the primary reason why I started this YouTube channel. Now, sure, I make some money off of ad revenue or something, but the primary reason why I started this channel on YouTube was so that I could increase my network, so that I could kind of create a name for myself in a way so that I don't have to introduce myself to as many people.
That's awesome. I never thought of it like that.
When I'm doing something. So for an example of this, just a couple of weeks ago, and I don't want this to sound like I'm bragging in any way, that's like my biggest fear. So just a couple of weeks ago though, I was at some conferences and it kind of
I need to do some of those.
blew my mind how many people I didn't actually have to introduce myself to because they already knew me, because they've seen my videos on YouTube at some point. And so this ends up opening a lot of opportunities and a lot of doors for you, for business, for investments. And it's just something that I think is really, really valuable. So
But by the way though, right? This is not the only way to make money, right? You can get a skill, you can grow from there, and so on and so on. Like, you don't have to build this massive network on LinkedIn or YouTube. It's not the only way. It's one way. It's the way he did it, okay? So I don't want you guys to assume that, well, Tommy has a lot of subscribers, and he has a lot of subscribers, so they're able to do a lot more things that I can't do. I think we're just able to do different things, just different things. That's all it is. But you're also capable of doing anything that we're capable of doing.
Regardless of what type of business you're trying to operate or any type of investment you're trying to get into, just kind of building, I guess, a name for yourself and kind of becoming known among people.
For businesses, by the way, it's not just YouTube, but it's also through advertising. Advertising is a powerful way to build notoriety and brand exposure, and to just have people like know you. You know, what people see and they see a lot of, advertising is a great way. But a lot of times when you first start, it's going to be mostly word of mouth. YouTube is a powerful platform because it allows you to serve your audience without needing any money, and they do a great job at it, but it's hard.
People is generally just beneficial all around by increasing your network. And I always heard that quote. I remember in high school, people would say, your network is your net worth, and I would kind of blow it off. Until I realized that one day when I tried to reach out to business people and they wouldn't respond to me, and they didn't respond to me because they didn't know who I was. So I think it was at that point when I was in high school, I said, I want to make sure that I don't have to introduce myself to many people, that they already know who I am and maybe trust me in some way. And therefore, they can present more opportunities to me. So just that alone, I mean, I've had so many people come to me where we've become friends and we've started businesses together because they found me through YouTube, or I've invested into their companies and they've succeeded. And so just from that alone,
that's awesome.
It helped me get far past that $1 million mark just from those networking opportunities.
So the network created him, or him becoming, for example, like a well-known person, created opportunities that he wouldn't have before. And then that led him to be able to invest, right, into those opportunities. But if you notice, there was a key, right? He knew people, but he also needed money, right? So a lot of the money most likely came from YouTube and AdSense and maybe other ways too, but you also need money, you know? So opportunity, I think luck, who said that? I think it was Benjamin, what's this guy's name? Benjamin Franklin. He said, luck is when opportunity meets preparation, or something like that. That's what it is. So shout out to you.
So that's something that I would certainly recommend to anyone, regardless of any type of business that you are running or launching. Okay, so now the second piece of advice, or the second strategy that I think I learned, it's actually somewhat similar to the first one, yet still pretty different. And that's by understanding that in business or investing, it's really not a zero-sum game, meaning that somebody doesn't have to lose in order for you to win in business.
That's awesome. That's a great point. You know, I came from kind of like the reselling world, so I always felt like that. A part of me was always like, I gotta get the crazy deals. You know what I'm saying? Like, in order for me to win, you gotta lose, right? So, but I've learned through books. You know, I think the book is called The 7 Principles of Highly Successful People, and he talks about like, hey, try to find win-win situations where somebody wins, but everybody wins, you know, so you're happy and I'm happy, you know, so that helped me out a lot when it came to selling phones, and also like making connections with certain people, you know, knowing that, hey, if I'm trying to buy your phone, I'm going to be frank with you. I can sell this phone for X. I need to make a profit. Can we make a deal? You know, and you get a lot of no's, but it's all about like going through the motions, you know what I mean? So it's awesome. I like this a lot, you know, and it's not about trying to sell anybody on anything either. You know, when you have somebody that's interested in the product and it solves a solution for them, you don't want to turn no's into yes. You want to find the yeses and then just accommodate them. That's the powerful thing. You know what I mean? Turning a no into yes takes too much effort. Just find the yeses.
And I think once you understand this, you can really expand quite a bit and very, very quickly. So I remember when I first started with some of my businesses, it was lawn care, and I was starting with firewood. And I kind of had some other people in my school who were also competing for those jobs. They were trying to get those lawn care clients and trying to get those firewood clients.
That's awesome, man. I didn't have any of that stuff in high school.
And so we kind of at first were trying to like block each other off and like beat each other out and undercut each other and make sure that our price.
Isn't that crazy? It's like, it's what capitalism is though, right? That's crazy, man. Business is ruthless. You can be a Mr. Nice Guy all you want, but business is ruthless.
Prices were lower. And then I came to the realization one day, I probably read some business book when I came to this realization, that it's not a zero-sum game, and that if you work together, in some cases, both people can end up making more money.
Yes, yes.
You know, we do this with YouTube. A lot of the YouTubers or influencers, they all talk to each other. They help each other out. They say, hey, you know, do you think this thumbnail is good? Do you think this video topic is good? And we all help each other out because we understand, or most of us understand, that business is not a zero-sum game.
Yeah. I think I learned. Where did I learn this? I learned this about I need to do a better job connecting with my peers because I really don't. So I need to do a better job with that with networking with you guys. But I remember I read somewhere that a lot of us have a scarcity mindset, and that's not what it is. You know, there's enough for everyone. You know what I mean? There's enough for everyone.
Everybody can win, everybody eats, and I think that's a really great thing to understand. You know, let's take an example. Let's say you have an e-commerce business and you're selling a very niche product. You see one other person selling that product, you're trying to compete with them. What if one day you just call them up and say, hey, you know, I know we have very similar businesses. Why don't we work together? Why don't we partner and make more money as a whole
Yeah, interesting.
without, you know, creating a monopoly, of course.
That's funny.
And it's just something that I think a lot of people overlook. So go ahead, think about that a bit. Think about partnering with other people. Overall, that kind of ties in with the first point that networking and talking with more people and collaborating with more people ends up making you a lot more money. Trust me. All right, and if you don't believe me on that point, just look at nature. I mean, look at the coyote and the badger. These are two totally different animals, and you would think that they would not get along.
I love these examples.
Think, if anything, the coyote would probably eat the badger or something. But it turns out that in nature, in many cases, the coyote and the badger will come together and they'll actually work together to end up getting their prey and end up getting their food. So it's a really fascinating thing to see that this isn't just with humans, it's within nature as well. There's a lot of cases where two different animals will work together and they'll both end up benefiting rather than just doing their...
That's good. That's good. But sometimes you can't get that done, and that's fine. It's just about it's just about having the right mindset in mind, right? So having the mindset of synergy and partnership, and if it doesn't fulfill, it's okay. But you had that mindset though. You know what I mean? It's kind of like if you do have a situation where you have two people and they're competing, but the other one does not think like Nate, and you're like, hey, you know, this could work for us, and they're like just set in stone. That's fine, you know. But at least you made the effort, you know. Don't change the way you are to like the incorrect way just because somebody else is, whatever. You know what I mean? So stay good.
Their own separate thing. So think about that for a minute before we go on to the next point. Okay, now the third point that I want to bring up here and the third strategy that I used was
this is a video without any cuts. This is awesome.
Understanding the three different levels within any business and realizing that if you want to scale a business, you're probably going to hit this bottleneck and it's really, really detrimental to any business. And so that's why I think I got this from the E-Myth. It's a really good book. I would highly recommend it. But there are three basic levels.
E-Myth. I haven't read that book. You see, this is why I like watching videos by other creators because you get information that you wouldn't have gotten before. So I'm going to go ahead and write that book down. You do the same, guys. You guys should do the same. How do you spell it? Spell it how it sounds. You'll find the book eventually. E-Myth book.
Of people in any business. So we have the technician, we have the manager, and then we have the entrepreneur or the
business owner, manager, and technician. So the manager manages the technician. This is interesting. How does this work? You have the business owner. It all depends, right? Because the business owner should be able to delegate efficiently, to talk to the managers correctly, and a manager should be able to delegate the employees. When I picture a business, I picture a business that doesn't need me, you know? It's like a different mindset for me.
Business owner / visionary. So each one of these levels is crucial to understand if you want to scale your business, especially past $1 million. Now, you might be able to get to the $1 million mark by doing all three of these different jobs, right? So the technician.
Oh, I see. So this comes down to delegation. It means that you can't do all three of them. This is interesting. It's just a different way to say something different, you know? There's this great book called The Entrepreneur Roller Coaster that talks about this in detail. But it's what my understanding is just from seeing this right here is before he says it, I want to say just to see like what I think and what he thinks, and then just like compare. It's just delegation, right? So as a business owner, you have other things to actually think about, like jobs that only you can do, and the manager has jobs that only they can do, right? It's kind of like how a business owner, his hour might be worth $100 while the manager is only worth like 25. So when you're trying to do everything by yourself, one, it's not worth your time, and then two, is just You're spending too much time on something.
Is the person who's doing like the groundwork, right? You might be doing customer service, fulfilling product orders, running the ads, just doing like all the stuff that needs to be done in a business. This could be the person working in the factory. This could be the engineer. This could be the doctor. It's the person who's actually doing the work, getting it done. Then in the middle, we have the manager. The manager, obviously, they're dealing with the technician. They're telling them what to do, but they're also listening to the higher up, and they're trying to kind of communicate that. Being a manager is not very fun. If you're a manager, you probably know what I'm talking about. It can be pretty stressful.
Expectations and then results.
And then at the top, we have the entrepreneur slash business owner. And this is the person who is likely going to be deciding, hey, where do we take this company in the future? How do we increase profitability? How do we create new products and make sure that we end up taking
Is this camera moving, guys? This video is so cool.
more market share? So the problem here that a lot of people face in business is that they try to do all three, and you can do it at first for your first $100,000 or maybe your first $1 million. But if you want to scale past that, you're going to end up hitting bottlenecks where you're trying to do all the jobs and it just doesn't work, and you end up spending all of your time doing it, and you end up burning out.
And by the way, there's an ego thing attached to this. A lot of people that start a business, they believe that only they can do a job, and it's not true. Like, there's always somebody out there that can do the job better than you can. It's just the truth.
In business. And so this is what happened to me back in 2019. I was trying to do the technical work, right? I was trying to fulfill products. I was trying to, even make this, YouTube videos for this channel. I was trying to.
That's how I felt too, when I was like, I had my own business with the accounting stuff. I was doing YouTube videos every single day, but I was also editing all the videos. What else I was doing? That's basically about it, honestly.
Everything myself and launch other channels and everything else, and it was just really, really hectic. So what I started doing is I said, I have to outsource the technical work. I have to outsource the managerial work so that I can focus all of my time
on the important
stuff. Just thinking where to take the business next and become more profitable, make more money, and grow new businesses, launch new businesses. I want to spend all my time doing that job at the top. I want to do all my time being the entrepreneur, the business owner, not the person who's doing the actual work. And just trying to separate those two, really difficult, but it's something that you need to do if you want to get past that $1 million mark. If you want to scale past.
And also having a strong why to why you want to get past $1 million.
$2, $3, $4 million, you need to understand those 3 layers of business, and you need to start outsourcing a lot of that work, including the manager work. So yeah, it's a big process. It's a big hurdle, but it's the next one that you'll find in business if you are quickly approaching that $1 million mark. So I hope you found some value in this video. If you did, make sure you subscribe to the channel.
So that's it. Nate is really to the point. Simple videos as always, and this video deserves a like for sure. Love this video. I'm gonna leave a comment here. Beware of scammers in the comment section impersonating me. I will never give you my phone number or try to sell you something. Good guy, Nate. Love this video. Tech manager owner. Tech manager owner. Gems. Manager and owner. Gems. All right, great video. I liked it a lot. Overall, what do I think? I think it's true, Overall, sometimes simple just works. Sometimes simple is what it is. You know what I mean? So I highly recommend check out Nate's channel. Try different things out, different businesses out there. Will they all be successful? Probably not, but that's a part of the game. I went through so many channels until I arrived at this one. And even now, like this channel, obviously, like this one's just growing now. And I have 3 channels, and I haven't really been that connected, going through some things, honestly. But step by step, you keep growing it and growing it and growing it. And it's a process, okay? I'll see you guys tomorrow. Thanks for watching. As always, peace out. Subscribe to the channel. Hit the bell so you're notified. The Instagram stuff is over here. Peace out.